Hello everyone and welcome to a new TVG talk. My name is Paco Treviño and today I'm joined by Lauro, Chapa.
Hello guys.
And today we'll be discussing about Final Fantasy VII. Today there's been some new announcements about it. Well, today for us it's Saturday, and basically what the news are saying is that the previously announced Final Fantasy VII Remake, that would be an episodic release, will now be not quite episodic. It will be more so composed of multiple full retail titles in terms of content. And while there have not been an official announcement on the pricing of each episode, well, we know the modern day Square Enix has a certain reputation and a certain, we know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll be discussing about that basically. So, Lauro, would you like to start with these particular advancements or news?
Yeah. I think that Square Enix is doing it all wrong. I mean, we just talked about in our impressions of Final Fantasy 15 that they listen to their fans, they change what's wrong about 13, and now everyone told them, please don't do it like 13, like 15. We want our tried and true Final Fantasy 7, and they change it all up. They're making cinematics, they're making changes. They specifically said, we are making changes, so
yes.
we know that it's not going to be the exact same experience we got back then.
Yes, like you said, we just talked about this. Like, yes, it's a demo, it's rough on the edges, but it shows improvements from 13. And now Final Fantasy VII is taking Final Fantasy 13 as its new
Core.
home.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII is taking now Final Fantasy 13, like the worst example possible. is being now the new core of the best on the series.
Yeah.
So, and they actually mentioned this, in Final Fantasy 13 they had these two episodes, but they were both full games, but they were basically like direct sequels of each other. And they use that as an example to say, yeah, this is what's going to happen with Final Fantasy VII, but not just once. They apparently will do it multiple times. I don't know if they will do it 3 times or 4 times, but it's already a bad sign, because if you want to have, in theory, the new Final Fantasy VII experience, like next gen, it would be $180.
Yeah, that's way too much. I mean, if they did it like 60 divided by the number of episodes, that would be fine. But if they want to charge $60 for each one, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely too much. I mean, we see more and more examples of games that use the same engine, and this second one uses the same engine, so it will be like maybe a budget release or something like that. Super Mario 3D World, and we had Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, it was a budget release because it uses the same engine and whatnot. And now we're looking at a game that will be episodic. To put it into perspective, episodic games usually are $15 to $20 each episode, when they are expensive, when there's Telltale or someone like Big Shot. But when most studios do it, it's $5 to $10. But I get it, it wouldn't be okay to do Final Fantasy VII in $5 to $10. And even if the complete package of episodes was above $60, but all of them, maybe $70, I would be okay with that. If you are truly giving me so much content,
of course, if it's worth it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. If it's debatable if it will be worth it, but let's say that it is, I would be down to that. $70 seems okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, each episode being full retail titles, I don't think they're going to pull that off. Maybe the first few episodes, maybe the first and maybe the second. Yeah. But let's say there's a 4th one or a 5th one.
No way.
No way they're gonna do that. I mean, no way they're gonna pull it off. I mean, apparently they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But no way they're gonna pull that off.
Especially in an era where we live so many indie games coming out, and they are so cheap, man, compared to this $60 per game. Yeah,
actually, not to promote other of our videos, but we've had some indie games here on TVGamers. We've talked about them, we've reviewed them, and they're very decent experiences. So, and I get it, graphically, there's more people working on everything, but what are you going to offer me? I mean, technically, you're not offering me anything per se new. You're giving me a remake of a game which is a classic, but you're giving me a remake which is going to cost multiple times what the original cost back in the day. And I get it that it was a game that needed multiple discs from the PlayStation, but you know, Blu-ray discs or whatever they are using today for the PlayStation 4, they are very capable discs, and I don't see how they're going to really convince people of this. I think that's another problem. Convincing people of such a huge investment.
I was thinking like maybe hardcore fans, but they are changing things of the games, you know.
Yeah.
I think that they'll change the things that everybody was expecting them to change, like when Cloud dresses as a girl, or when they go to a sauna or something like this. I think they'll change that.
Yeah, they'll definitely change that because, yeah, I don't think that they're gonna do it with the new photorealistic look of the game.
Yeah, no.
Maybe when it was cartoony, it was maybe funny or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
quirky.
Yeah, but with photorealistic look, especially because Cloud in the game looked kind of young, but here he looks like an adult, and not even a young adult, like a 30s adult. So yeah, he won't be able to pull that off the same way. And something that really worries me is that Final Fantasy has had a new perspective on how to tell stories, which they want to, I don't want to call it cop-out, but they tend to go a lot with stereotypes. Like, I don't want to be like racist, but the black funny clumsy guy, and then we have the teenage girl, which is very cute and is very clumsy, and she's like funny, and no, like, why?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy used to have very complex characters, and if they're seriously considering 13 the new standard for Final Fantasy VII, I think that they're going the wrong way about it. And the worst thing is that Cloud in particular has had such a big spotlight in the recent months because of his inclusion in Smash Brothers and a few other games like Final Fantasy on the 3DS. What was it? The Explorers.
Yeah.
I mean, Cloud has had a lot of exposure lately, and a lot of people are looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, it's like you're giving all this attention to Cloud, so like, oh, Cloud is the main guy for Final Fantasy, and then you're doing this to him.
Yeah, it's so strange, and let's say that the changes that they make to the story are merely narrative, like because of the way that the story was told back in the day.
Of course,
you couldn't do that today. You know, it was very text based and all of that. But what other changes do you think that they might be bringing in terms of the gameplay?
Well, they are changing the gameplay. I've read there. It's not gonna be turn-based. It's gonna be kind of the action RPG.
Like 15.
Yeah, 15 kind of. Yeah. Which I mean is not a bad gameplay, but that's not the original, and everyone's looking forward to the original.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they are bringing so many changes to Final Fantasy VII that I almost I almost don't see a point of making a remake.
Yeah,
like
I
this.
mean, I think they wanted to make a new game and they wanted to sell, so they added the nostalgia factor.
Yeah, because for example, a remake that I really enjoyed was Pokemon Omega Ruby, because it had all the elements of Pokemon Ruby on the Game Boy Advance, but absolutely everything was improved to the 3DS standard. So why not do something more along those lines? I mean, I know that maybe some people will say, oh, that's the easy route or that's the cash-in, but maybe sometimes you need to stay faithful to that original game, because otherwise, why make a remake?
Yeah.
Just make a new one. But anyway, that's my point of view on that particular aspect, but I don't think that people will buy, going back to the episodic thing, I don't think people will buy the episodes.
Yeah.
Especially if they're $60. I really hope that they reconsider if they are planning to release them. For example, do you think that they might release them physically, each episode?
I don't know. I think, yeah, why not?
Yeah, if they're gonna be $60.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go for it. If there's $40 games, like entire experiences, like why not release one episode for $60? But you know, maybe they could go in different ways about it. Maybe they could, like, make the first episode be sort of like the home of all the episodes, and be like maybe $50, and then each episode is $10.
That would be very good.
That would be much better. It would still be very expensive because it could go to $80 or something like that if there's a lot of episodes. But at the same time, it's
it shows like they care.
Yeah, it shows that they care, and maybe the first episode you're paying sort of, to quote unquote, paying for the engine and paying for the new project, you know, and then the expansions will be treated as expansions, not quite as the same thing again, you know, the same price.
Yeah.
Maybe they could go around it that way.
That would be a good idea.
What else do you think that they could do with like, what change do you think would you expect from them in terms of the actual launch of the game, like the pricing and whatnot?
Maybe they could scale it down. I don't know if that's a problem they're having, that it's too big and they don't know how to handle it.
You know, that's actually quite possible, and that's actually something that happens a lot in Square Enix, because they sometimes have like 10-year development cycles. Sometimes a project is too big for them to handle at the moment, and actually that might be the case with Final Fantasy VII. I mean, so far it's been announced for PlayStation 4, and that's it, right? Yeah,
and
but
PC, right?
Yeah, but they have not announced a release date, so
no.
Maybe we would be looking at a game that's coming out in like 3 years or 4 years, which would actually not surprise me. But at the same time, I think that they are overhyping, overpricing, overselling everything that Final Fantasy VII Remake offers. And well, I think that. Do you have anything else to add about it?
No, I hope they listen to the fans, because fans are ultimately what keeps the company going, and they change some things up.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, like you were saying in this video and the other video, listen to the fans, because, you know, we're 15 games in, they know what they want at this point, so yeah. And well, as a closing thought from me, Cloud's hairstyle looks terrible in this new art style. Yeah. Seriously, it looks ridiculous. It looks funny. But well, on that note, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Paco Treviño. Today I was joined by Lauro Chapa.
Thanks, guys.
Until next time, bye-bye, guys.